Good evening. Welcome to the shed. Tonight I'm going to do, it's me right here. I'm going to do a video, a real quick video. It's kind of something for people who are potentially thinking about getting into wood turning to consider. If you're newer to wood turning, this is something else that I want you to think about. The primary thing I love doing is twice turn bowls. It means you turn them 2 times. And what you see here on my bench, these are all bowls that I've already turned once, even way over here. Now when you do that, when you turn them wet, as they dry, they're gonna distort. Here in my shed, I don't have any heat or air conditioning. It's just whatever the weather is on the outside, that's what it's going to be in here. Now when I come in here in the evenings and do turning, or in the afternoons on the weekends or whenever I'm off, I have fans that run in here, and I have the doors open, which are behind me, and the fans are blowing the hot air from the back of the shed behind the camera out to behind me. So what happens to these bowls though after you turn them is they warp. And some species of wood warp more than others. Some individual pieces of wood within the same species will warp less or more than others. So I just want to show you what I've got here in my shed currently, as far as once turned bowls that are ready to be turned a second time. And so I'm just going to show you, some of these things have really distorted a lot, and so that's why you leave them thick. Now this is an oak bowl that I've done, what is the date? I did this back in April of this year. And I'll use my yardstick because it has metric on it, but it's sitting on top of the tenon, it's about 4 inches high, which is about 100 millimeters. Now you can see it has got a split in it right here, and I've put some CA glue on it. It was a little crack when I turned it. Bring it close there. It was just a little crack. Well, you see it's opened up now. So, and you can see that the bowl is taller that way than it is that way. So on the narrow width, it's 9 3/4 or 245 millimeters. Now the long way, we're at 10 1/4. So half an inch, or 260 millimeters. This is distorted. And this one I didn't think would distort that much because it's got this really nice tight grain. This is red oak, a variety of red oak, and this is the heartwood, the darker wood, this is the sapwood, the lighter wood, and you can see that put that down. You can see that the grain lines are wider, obviously, on the sapwood than they are on the heartwood. So anyway, that's the first one I want to show you. These. I've got 2 pecan bowls here, and yeah, they have resin in them but I turned this back in this winter, I think, and you can see there's this big, huge crack right here. Well, all that was a little black line when I roughed this out, but I've since filled it with epoxy. I don't do a lot of epoxy stuff, but I mostly just use it I keep a little bit around, and I use it to repair stuff that I want to save. And this pecan's really beautiful. It's got some darker heartwood and lighter sapwood. It's got these little black spots or whatever. I don't know what they are. It's just cool looking, and it makes a really pretty bowl. Here's another one from the same batch that had this big void in it. I've filled that with resin, but I don't have a pressure pot, so I've got a little spot down in there that I've got to patch in still. But you can see how it looks on the back side. It's got that same black. That black line was what this was, until it opened up to like nearly a 1/4 inch deep, and it's split down the side both ways. Normally, a lot of people would throw this away and get another one. This is another one from the same batch of wood, and it's got the same unusual color patterns and stuff. It split the same way. You can see how wide that one opened up. That's quite a lot. I want to say it's almost 5/16 of an inch. Yeah, it's almost 3/8 right there, but which is about 9 or 10 millimeters right in that groove. And it goes all the way down. You can see I've filled it with resin. Filled this one with resin too, and it's some of it leaked out of another one that I was, anyway. I will finish these and they'll turn out nice. Here's another piece of oak from that same batch of oak, and you can see it's more of a platter shape, but you can see, oops, I'll get it on camera here. You can see how this is, it's higher right there where the grain lifted. You can see it back here as well. And this one is also, it's longer this way than it is this way. And it has big old crack right there. Now I can fix this. This is a nice big plat. And see the crack goes all the way through. But I want to measure this one. The narrow way it's 12.5. The long way it's 13.25. So 3/4 of an inch, 20 millimeters different. That's why you turn them so thick. I mean this wall is, sidewall is about 1.5 inches thick, about 35-40 millimeters, so that when I rough this down I'll be able to get a perfectly circular bowl out of it. But yeah, I'll fix that crack. I don't care. Now here's one from this very same batch, and you can see how much this one is raised up, this little platter. It's out of the same batch as those other two oak ones. See how much that raised up in the middle. And then this knot, I don't know if I can hold it right, but there's you can see it goes all the way through. There is, you can see daylight through this hole, and this is glue that I put in here. But see, look at these little grain things. You know, that little knot cracked and split, that's another thing you can expect. You can see the bottom has sunken. You can see the tenon that I left behind has sunken in to the foot. So that's why you leave these things thick. This one is just for dimensions, 12.75 the short way and 13 the long way. So it hasn't stretched long as bad as the other one, but it's done other stuff. So anyway, it's always just interesting to see what happens. This is a sweet gum bowl that I roughed out. When did I rough this out? I roughed this out at the beginning of the month. And you can see it's got some gorgeous grain cut. Well, maybe you can't. If I can get it in my light right. You can see the grain in here is all really cool and flame looking. But this is what sweet gum does. See, it has all these little cracks. One there and there. There's a bunch through here. There's more on the back side here. But you can see the chatoyance in this rough turn bowl. You know, it's got this beautiful chatoyancy, and you know, more cracks there and there, you know, and all along here on the end grain. Most of the cracks are on the end grain, but not all of them. This is all on the side grain, and this was close to a crotch, and that's why it's got that grain. But it's really a beautiful piece when I get it done. But it's going to take some extra work. Now here's a little cherry bowl that I made. Look at that. It's almost like an American football. It's so long and stretched out. You know, I honestly don't know if I'll be able to save this because I didn't leave the walls very thick. I mean, the walls are only about, I don't know, 20 millimeters. That may not be enough to get a round bowl out of this, which is going to be disappointing because this cherry is beautiful. This came, you know, if you watch my channel, you know I've turned some cherry burl and stuff. I posted on Instagram some cherry burl that I got from a guy at work, and when the burl pieces came to my house, they had ends of the trunk sticking out that were about as long as this is now, which is 7 inches, sticking out either end of the burl, you know. And so that's what this is from. That's why it's all nice and straight. But oh no, wait, this is dogwood. Oh wait, this is dogwood. But look at how elongated that has become. My bad. I thought this was cherry. I do have a piece of cherry over there. But this has got a big crack, and this one might end up going in the burn pile. Because if I can't get it round. This is a piece of dogwood that I turned last November. My last final bowl here is this piece of cherry. This is cherry. And I turned this back in February. This is a piece off of the cherry burl that I was just talking about. But you can see, look at how that edge is all, the top edge here. This rim was all even and flat when I roughed this out. But you can see how much this edge right here is just sucked down. It's done the same thing over here on this side. And this bowl almost looks squarish if you look at it. But, you know, it's got some beautiful colors, the lighter and the darker. Look at this grain right in here. That's just so cool to me, because this is right on the end where the burl started, is right in this area here. You probably can't see it on my phone like I can in person. And this is more just the straight, regular grain of the tree branch. But I'm going to try and save this bowl and make some really nice thin-walled bowl out of it, and it'll be pretty and beautiful when I'm done. But anyway, that's enough rambling and waffling on. If you're thinking about doing twice-turned bowls, this is what you have to expect: cracks, distortions, and that's why you leave them thick. I didn't leave this dogwood bowl thick enough. So anyway, thanks for watching this video. I know I'm not a very good video maker. I just record this stuff on my phone in my shed. But if you like it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and maybe if enough people like what I'm doing, it'll grow enough and I'll be able to make a little bit of money off of YouTube. Not counting on it. It's not the end of the world if I don't. I'm just out here having fun in my shed. You guys have fun in doing what you do.